All right, everyone. If you probably could tell by the title, I believe I have my answer. And based on your political leaning, you have a 50-50 shot of being disappointed. So we're going to answer these questions. Just really quick for everything I went through, just want you guys to remember next election. Early polls, no one really believed them this time either. And Democrats were disappointed again with some of them. So were Republicans. It happens. Just remember, early poll numbers do not equal votes. Just because they say a certain number of Democrats or Republicans showed up doesn't mean they voted that way. Did Democrats vote early more? Who knows? Like I said, just because they show up, you don't know. And about media bias, when you watch MSNBC or Fox News, it's always going to lean their way. Now, with how Fox News turned this election, we'll see. But I gave up on them, and I think everyone else did too. So, one issue I had was Arizona's own media. If you watched any of my other videos, all my sources that I got were from Arizona and the Arizona government website. So I did not use any Fox News, main affiliate, like main Fox News or CNN or any of those mainstream media outlets. So I kept it within state. So, but a good example of what I'm talking about is something like this. These are two articles from the same day into the next, but this one was from the first, and it said 1.63 million voters as of Sunday. And then by Sunday again, over 1.6 million. Granted, it's not, over. I understand they're not going to be specific, but 300,000 votes to be off by is quite a bit. So this one right here, this is from the elections department spokesperson. So that's the one that, most should go off of. And that's not just these two. I had numerous other ones, but this was a good one. And I made a video on it back when the election was going, when I first started this. So this was Greenlee County in Arizona, and Trump ended up winning this county anyways. But it was funny because you found this article right here, and this was from the Copper Country paper or whatever. It's an Arizona one, but they literally had Joe Biden as winning instead of Trump. So was it an accident? Who knows? But Trump ended up winning it anyways. But still, I mean, the county is only like 4,400 registered voters there, but I just thought that was hilarious. I mean, that's blatantly, misinformation. But okay. And lastly, like I said, I mean, I've been doing this since about the 7th and the 8th, and it's only going to get harder, people. I don't know many of you that would put in 7 to 8 days of research work just to come to an answer. And honestly, I'm shocked because it's not like most of you have a job right now. I'm sure most do, but some don't. So might as well do something productive, stimulate those little neurons in your brain. But lastly, I did not get a full data set, but I believe I got enough. So, and the whole thing that caused this, that November 7th spike, I got 3 different values because of just the media again, and that one other graph that I got on my last video, and then also the unofficial sources from the Maricopa website. So, but the spike, I'll show you in a second here. It favored Trump. So, and those other 2 that I talked about in my last video, I'll never be able to really find out what caused them and who they benefited because that was pre-election. But this is what I came up with because I finally was able to find and graph individual or candidate votes and broke it down. So this is the line. The blue is actually Trump and the red is Biden. But I mean, you can see they both pretty much, I don't see, like I said, I'm not an expert. I don't have a PhD in statistics or mathematician, so I'm kind of just going off a general assumption of what I read about Benford's law, but I mean, it's pretty similar, and I'll show you this too. This was my data set, so this was all the numbers I crunched. I was crunching shit I probably didn't even have to, but this is where that spike was. Sorry, I'll clear this out. I didn't think about that. Tell you what, I forgot how to use Excel, but it all came back to me doing this shit. So right there, the 129,000, and like in my other videos, it was either 119,000 or 121,000, depending on what you used. But there's Trump and there's Biden, and then I just did the day prior, the differences, and you can see on the 129, it favored Trump. The next day favored Trump, and those were the two big ones. So, Trump gained some ground there, but Biden was already too far ahead, I guess. So there's not much to do there, but it's pretty consistent. Oh, there's that spike, but the numbers are pretty consistent, so I don't see anything. But like I said, that's only goes to the 5th. It's extremely difficult now to find information from election day forward, like when they stopped counting, because I didn't think I was going to come into this much detail on it. So advice for the next election, which is going to be in Georgia, most likely, that Senate race, and we'll see how messed up that one goes. But if you're going to follow it, plan for it, find the Georgia website. I mean, I'm probably going to do all the same stuff here that I did, so I'll be better prepared. But my overall conclusion is Biden didn't cheat as far as I can see, but there's a lot of variables that go in there. You've heard all the rumors, people scanning the same ballot 12 times, and that's my main question, though, still, is how did those votes get counted that fast? Because it's still, in my opinion, 120-something thousand votes counted in 2 hours based off of the articles that I showed you in my other videos. So, and it doesn't go into detail how many polling stations were due. There's a lot of variables that go into this stuff, guys. So, but yep. So I don't think he stole the vote, and I was going to say one more thing, but I'm sure you probably all clicked off by now anyways. So see y'all in Georgia's election, and if the Democrats take over, better stock up and make sure you keep one of those around, or many more if you're like me.